Okay, so
Please be advised, the following program is for adult audience only. Explicit language is used. You have been warned.
yep, mainly Questo.
Fuck you.
Welcome to Let Me Ask You a Question, episode 13.
It's not Friday, is it?
No, it isn't.
Damn. We gotta do a Friday the 13th episode whenever it comes back around.
Once again, I'm your host, Mike D.
This is Quash. And today we're going to talk about, should kids play with guns?
Or, to kind of clear it up a little bit, should they be playing with toy guns?
No, I'm really serious. Should kids play with guns?
No, okay.
I'm so serious about this right now. Like, I feel as though there's a kid out somewhere right now playing with a gun.
You're probably right. What, you got statistics on that?
We will. But I want to talk about a serious issue that happened today. Well, that I saw on the news yesterday and today is April 28th, 2016. A 13-year-old kid was shot in Baltimore City for having a toy gun, a BB gun outside. Now, I'm listening to both sides of the argument. One side saying, well, according to the news, the mom knew. She said he went outside with it. It was a toy gun. Some saying that was irresponsible of her. On another side saying, well, the police should have known it was a toy gun. Excuse me, it was a toy. Now, this is me, and I'm gonna get hate. We're gonna get hate mail. I'll let you know now.
Okay.
I seen the picture of the gun. It looks real. Like, it was no orange tip on it that you see on BB guns. Nothing to make it distinguished. Like, it's a toy.
Right.
Now, again, you had two different stories that the officer and the young man are giving. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But, in all fairness,
Right.
I do know.
Before you give that there, let me give them the official story. All right. So the official story is that two uniformed police officers.
They weren't uniformed.
Oh, excuse me. Two undercover officers.
Plain clothes.
Right. Rolled up on a 13-year-old boy who appeared to have a gun. They said that the officers said they identified themselves as police officers. The boy took off running. He never put the gun down, and they shot him in the arm and leg.
Right.
If you see the gun, I made a post for it. It looks just like
A gun.
a gun.
With no orange tip or anything.
So,
And it's crazy. Now, the other side I'm looking at is when you encounter white kids.
wait. Before we even go there, you said you had another.
Well, this is what I heard from other sources is that when the police pulled up on a young man, they didn't announce. They pulled up, had their guns drawn already. Mind you, these are plain clothes. They're plain clothes, so they're not wearing uniforms or anything to identify themselves as police officers. Now, if we're going with this side of the story, it's fair to say if you're walking down the street, whether you have a play gun with you or not, and a car pulls up on you and two people hop out with guns, you're gonna run.
Right.
So, the boy, they didn't identify themselves. He got scared. He ran. Two people hopped on a car with guns. Now, when he did say they were officers, he put the gun down, said it was a toy, put his hands up, and that's when he was shot. That's when he was shot after he done surrendered. Then now what I heard was, I don't know if it's true or not, I wasn't there. After they shot him in the arm and the leg, they stood on top of him and shot him in the back. That's what I heard.
Yeah, but you know,
Like I said, I don't know. I wasn't
yeah,
there
again, the news report doesn't say anything about him being shot in the back.
or anything. So like I said, I don't know. I
Yeah,
wasn't
so
there.
this is that second theory. It's just purely speculation, but too often that we get one story
And it turns out to be
and it too often and it turns out to be another one. So like complete disclaimer right now, that second story that you heard, it may not have happened that way.
and it may not. That's just what I heard from other sources that say witnesses. This is what they said. I don't know. I wasn't there. So that's my disclaimer. Either I'll put it like this, folks. You have this story, and somewhere in the middle you got the truth.
Right.
Somewhere. So the story put out there by the news is one side, the young man tells a different side, somewhere is the truth. But I feel as though this all could have been prevented if the mom didn't allow him to take that toy outside. Whether it's a BB gun or not. And Baltimore City has kind of some laws against BB guns. So that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I also like to point out, before people go on this tirade of, black kids with guns, you have plenty of cases where you have white people point guns, real live guns, at officers and were not shot and were detained. Some even shot at officers with BB guns and were not shot. So I'm looking at it as, well, granted, why can't a black kid play with a toy gun but a white kid can walk around with an AR-15 or a shotgun and not worry about getting shot at? That's
Right.
how I'm looking at it.
So we have footage of that where it was like an open carry.
It was an open carry law in Oregon where you had a white male who carried an AR-15. He was walking around outside with an open carry. His friends recorded it. The officer stopped and asked him, "Hey, can I see ID?" The guy declined. He said, "Well, is there any particular reason why you're carrying this?" Now, when the black guy did it with the same gun, same state, same laws, officer didn't say anything. Got out the car, point his gun at him, get on the ground.
Right.
So, before y'all go on this tirade about, well, the black guy probably was a criminal, no, this is blatant.
Yep.
This is just purely blatant.
We got a small sample for you to see up on our screen, so I hope you guys are not just listening, but
We'll have that video up for you. Trust me.
yeah, check it out. Look at it on our screens as we put this up. Let me run down some statistics for you. Okay, this was done by the Pew Research in 2014. At that time, 34% of Americans owned a firearm.
In 2014.
In 2014. Okay? 38 of that percent were male.
So out of 34% that owned, 38% were male.
Yeah.
Got you.
Okay? And then, this looks really interesting. And then 31% were female, so it's a little weird.
Well, I guess it's saying out of the total population of citizens, 34% own firearms. Out of that population that own firearms, 38%
8% were male.
And the other 31% were female. That
Yes, but then what are the other ones?
That 1%?
I don't know. That's a little weird. Okay, but let's see here. Race and economics. Non-whites own 40% of that group, and 19% were black, 20 were Hispanic. All right.
So you're saying 40% out of that group that own firearms were non-white.
Right.
So that means the other 60% who own firearms were white. So white people own more guns than anybody.
Wait a minute. No, not non. Well, yeah.
Non-white.
40% were 41%
were non-white.
were white. Excuse me.
41% were white. So
yeah. So 41% were white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excuse me if I said non-white. I'm just kind of reading kind of fast. And 19% were black.
So again, white people own more guns than black people.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then 20 were Hispanic.
So whites and Hispanics own more guns than black people.
Right. Now the largest group that they looked at here largest age group that they looked at here because they went through a lot of age groups. The is between 50 and 65 plus. They have both those groups have 40%.
So older people.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
out of guns, and then the lowest are actually the younger people, which would be 18 to 29, with 26%.
Okay.
All right. Environmentally wise, the urban areas, the cities, have less guns. 25% out of this study came from out of the urban areas. The suburbs actually have more, with 36%, and then the rural areas carry 51% with the most.
So for people who don't know what rural areas are like,
Farmland.
Yeah.
Farmland, out on a ranch.
Basically, most of Pennsylvania besides Philadelphia and York.
Or like more, or think Wyoming. That's like
Yeah.
a whole state that's just nothing but almost rural area.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving away from the statistics though, but
Mhm.
that makes an interesting point. Like I know we all heard about the Tamir Rice case, in which he had a BB gun, but what I think people tend to miss sometimes is when the police dispatcher said, and I quote from ABC 7, it says, the gun is probably fake, but you know what? He's scaring the bleep out of people. So the police dispatcher even said, well, this may not be a real gun. And if we see the video, you see the officer didn't stop to ask, hey, young man, what are you doing? And mind you, Ohio is an open carry state.
Right.
And I have a clear list of their laws in open carry, and he was just shot on sight. Now, same thing happened with John Crawford, who also had a video of him holding a rifle on a cell phone, and police came up and shot him. Mind you, an open carry state.
I mean, look, I don't know this thing that we got here, because I think we touched on it a little bit with colorism last episode. The fact of the matter is that the media has now portrayed African Americans as being more violent than
White people. Yeah.
And that we really need to change that. And therefore I think that's why the police tend to, instead of wanting to talk the problem out like they would do with like a white individual, they're automatically guns drawn, ready to shoot, because they think that, you know, the African American children or the African American people, period, are just more violent than their white counterparts.
I agree with that, but my personal feeling, I think you just got some who on the police who just say, I just want to shoot me today.
You just want to shoot you a nigga today.
Yeah, I told you I don't use the word.
Yeah, I know you don't, but I'm gonna just be real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel a prime example was in Aurora, Colorado. A white teenager was carrying a loaded shotgun on a busy street, and he was stopped by police. But he says he shouldn't have been stopped, and he videotaped the whole encounter. He said he shouldn't have been stopped. He shouldn't have had to give ID. The kid's name is Steve Larner. So here you have a white kid who refused to show ID that says he was 18 in Aurora, Colorado, walking the streets with a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
But he was stopped and questioned. He was not shot. He was not beaten. They stopped and talked to him. I'm going to give you another example. Joseph Hausman, who was an open carry advocate, who had a 40-minute standoff with police officers at a Dairy Queen. He had a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And, mind you, a 40-minute standoff, to the point where he flipped the officers off, screaming about, everything. Just going off. Now, he refused to take a breathalyzer when they arrived. He refused to take a breathalyzer. But the officers told him that he could come back the next day to the police station and pick up his firearm. And Michigan has open, quote unquote, open carrying laws, but they said, but officials believe he was not, quote unquote, brandishing the weapon. So, before we go any further, let's look at what brandishing means.
Okay.
Because I don't, usually when you brandish something means you're showing it off, you have it in possession, you're showing it off. You see what I'm saying? So brandishing, wave or flare something, especially a weapon, as a threat or an anger or an excitement. Now, according to the story, he was angry. He felt he said this himself, his First Amendment rights were being taken away because he couldn't carry a firearm.
Right.
So the poor son of a bitch doesn't even know the Constitution. So I'm just trying to get people to correct me. Explain this shit to me. Explain to me how you got white people who can walk around with shotguns, automatic rifles down the street and people talk to them, but a kid cannot go outside with a toy gun without worrying about getting shot. Like, I really want somebody to explain this to me, because I feel as though I don't know if I'm crazy or if everybody else around me crazy or they racist, they stupid. I just don't know. Help me to make sense of this. Help me.
Help you.
Help me. I'll give you another example. New Orleans police said that a 19-year-old man stood up, had a standoff with police in which he even shot at them. And I'll have that story up. And he was arrested. He ran on a rampage. He robbed a couple homes, shot at people, and he was still taken into custody.
Okay.
Still taken into custody.
My thing about this is again, it's all in how it's portrayed. I mean, we got to do on some level. We have to look at the from the police point of view a little bit too.
I agree.
Okay, so if you're a police officer and you run up on a person with a gun, what is your first reaction? Do you automatically think sometimes, hey, I should talk to this person, or hey, I need to get the gun away from the person and then assess the situation?
And like I said, I don't know, but trust and believe me, we're gonna have a cop. I would like to have a cop on here to talk to, because I feel as though I'd rather not go off of my personal experience, just on mine. We need a cop here to give their side of the story. We will one day. We will definitely have a cop on here. But I think this issue alone and again, it's not all officers, but this issue alone is not about what is the officer thinking per se, because again, I'm not saying not.
But you see, this issue actually has to deal with the officer thinking, because the fact of the matter. Oh, okay. So we got two ways of looking at it.
Let me clarify what I'm saying. The officer thinking, as in, yes, when you're an officer, yes, you have that risk of getting shot. And somebody has a gun. You have that right to assess the situation. Now, the guy shooting at you and you shoot back in self-defense, that's all for it, because you ask me, somebody shooting at me and I have a gun, I'm gonna shoot back too to defend myself. But the issue I have is when you have numerous of white people pointing guns at officers, even shooting at them, but yet they go above and beyond means to arrest them. But when it's a black person who is unarmed, who a lot of times when these kids are unarmed, right, they are shot with no second thought. That to me is a problem. That right there, you cannot explain to me that, the black guy was fighting him when he was dangerous to him. You can, or they're feared for their life. You can't, if you brave enough to go to somebody with an AR-15 rifle and you have a pistol, they have a shotgun, and you can talk, and you feel brave enough to talk to them and get close enough to them, even when they have their hands on their firearm, but yet you're scared of a black guy who has no gun on him, who is unarmed, and you're scared of him, you are a bitch. I'm gonna call for it. No, you are a bitch. You're a pussy with a badge and a gun. I don't care how many police feel some type of way, but I'm calling it for what it is. If you can talk down a white guy who is armed, who's armed more than you, and you're not afraid to talk to him and talk him down, even after he has the gun waving it around, he's locked and loaded, but you can talk to him, but you can't talk to Michael Brown, who's unarmed. You can't talk to these people who have no weapons on them. You can't talk to them. You can't arrest them.
Okay. I agree. And you know what? This is actually the center of what Black Lives Matter is about. So, like, a lot of people want to talk about, why Black Lives Matter tackling the black on black crime quote, because that's not the focus. The focus is actually focusing on police that are not doing their jobs.
Right. And I had somebody say, well, that's been going on for so long but that's the problem. That's the problem. It's been going on for way too long.
We have a problem in this country for some reason. Just because something has been going on for a long time
does not make it okay.
Yeah, it's a tradition. So we need to keep it. Like, I agree about the Redskins. Change your fucking name.
Yup. Actually, if you find the Redskins okay, then I can wear the Cleveland's Caucasian shirt. If you find that racist, you're a hypocrite.
And you know what? And if you have a problem with it, I'm starting a new tradition.
Yup. Matter of fact, I'm starting a new tradition right now. Every time I'm calling every white girl Becky. That's it. All white people from now on to me are Becky.
Alrighty. And remember, do not send any hate mail directly to the show. You can send it to Quest's email. What is your email again, Quest?
Fuckyou.com. But no, I'm saying, if we're going to play this game, let's play it. Don't try, and that's the problem we went on to talk about being offensive earlier, but going back to Black Lives Matter just for a quick second. Black on black crime is a myth. I've said it numerous times. I don't know how many times I had to say it.
It is not.
No, here's why I say it's a myth.
Okay.
Here's why I say it's a myth. Because I never hear All Lives Matter talking about white on white crime. I didn't see All Lives Matter come up with Sandy Hook. I did not see All Lives Matter come out with any mass shootings of Dylan Roof. I didn't see them come up for any of that. So for everybody who want to criticize black on black crime, I don't hear you talking about how Jared went around raping little kids from Subway. I don't hear you talking about white people when they go and commit terrorist shootings. I don't hear any of this. For All Lives Matter, I don't hear nobody.
You know what? Just because they don't label it, in my opinion, just because they don't label it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No, but that's the problem. You label one and hold it to a certain standard than another.
To me, black on black crime, yes, I think it should be labeled. I think it, honestly, I do. It gives it substance. It gives it form. In my opinion, it gives it something. It gives it something to grasp at and say, hey, black people shouldn't be killing other black people.
I don't think anybody should be killing anybody.
But I'm just saying, especially we're looking at that.
Now, and I agree. So for black people and white people should be the same thing. As white people, I don't think we should be killing other white people.
Well, yeah, but then I guess then you end up in the All Lives Matter thing. But
no, it's not an All Lives Matter thing. It's about, again, Black Lives Matter solely was talking about police brutality. That's it. You have so many other organizations in Baltimore City that focus on quote-unquote black on black crime, but nobody criticized them. Black Lives Matter is just the newest thing out, and it's the biggest one trending right now, so that's what people want to criticize.
Right, because they had the balls to come up and talk to
do
you.
Something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, and I'm talking about black people too, the same ignorant motherfuckers who want to say, well, Black Lives Matter, I just think it's dumb, because what about, they not talking about black on black crime, what we do to each other. You know what? Yes, we do crime to each other, but I don't see, as the same side on All Lives Matter, I don't see them talking about white people. All Lives Matter only comes out when it comes into us. All Lives Matter is only there when we there to say something about us.
Right.
So, that's my standpoint. If you want to talk about black on black crime, because really statistically, when you live in such an area where it's mostly black people and crime happens, of course it's going to happen with mostly black people.
Right.
If you go to a mostly white area, most crimes going to happen amongst mostly white people. And if you look at all murders across the board, it mostly stays within its own community. So to say that black on black crime is this myth that all black people kill all black people, and they're just violent. It's bullshit. It's utter bullshit. Because white people kill white people, Hispanics kill Hispanics, Asians kill Asians. Y'all don't want to hold it. Don't try to hold black people to a high standard that you won't hold yourself. That's what I'm saying. But
Okay.
moving on. Remember Cliven Bundy? No, you never heard that story about the Bundy standoff, the armed protesters that were with the standoff with the United States Bureau of Land
Are you talking about the guy?
the cattle rancher? Yeah.
Yeah, that was held up, and
Yeah.
that they would not even infiltrate the place because he supposedly had so many guns.
Yeah, but when people said, I want to bring talk about the move in the I think it was 1985 bombings in Philadelphia, where you had a group of black people who were fighting for black rights and other issues, and they bombed. They destroyed 65 houses with this bombing. By bombing these people, they killed 5 children, 11 adults, and it's ridiculous. So my question is, why didn't they bomb Bundy like that?
I don't know. I can't even tell you on that one because they claimed he had women and children on the property.
That didn't start it from Bomb and Move, they killed 5 children, burned down 65 houses in Philadelphia. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I can't even tell you.
And it's alright. Nobody has it. Not saying you, but nobody has an answer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. Like, I'm just nothing. Words can't say enough to like how angry I am about this. Oh, got another story. A 22-year-old from New Hampshire faces 1 count of reckless conduct after firing a BB gun at officers.
Huh. So he actually shot the BB gun
and
at
he's
officer.
lived to tell the. He lived to go to get his day in court.
Amazing.
Funny how he made it, but Tamar Rice didn't. I'm just saying it's funny. Actually, you got another 2 white guys who shot up a Walmart with BB guns. But yeah, John Crawford. I mean, it's really not a lot to say about this. Like in Philadelphia, no, in Pennsylvania, you had a white guy who pulled a gun on officers. And he was arrested. The police didn't shoot him or anything.
Wow.
A white woman was dressed in body armor and arrested after shooting into cars and pointing a gun at police. Again, got arrested with no injury. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So, all this talk about, well, the officer was defending himself when the victim was black, I think, I'm at the point, I think it's bullshit. Not saying in every single situation, but for a good amount, I'm just saying it's bullshit. I just think it's other bullshit that you can take down all these people who were armed and one woman was wearing body armor. And you can arrest her and nothing happens to her and she received no injury, but yet when you arrest Freddie Gray, somehow this man ended up dead and his spinal cord broke.
Some things to deal with, people. Some hard truths. Let me give you my personal take on allowing your kids to play with guns. Guns in and of themselves aren't evil. If that's my personal take, they aren't evil, but we have a system, and because the way our children, because the way our race is portrayed, and the way the media portrays our guns, I'm going to tell people not to let your children play with guns. I say educate. No, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that you don't educate them on the gun. That doesn't mean that you don't show that guns, if used responsibly, okay, can be okay and perfectly safe to own and have and operate. But we have a problem with our image here in America, especially as black people, and the fact of the matter that we have a few bad eggs out here who are actively, I want to say, exterminating us.
I wouldn't say a few, but they are, and that's just what it is. It really is, you know, genocide
Yeah, they look for. I'm not even. They look for reasons
to shoot us.
to shoot. They look for reasons to shoot, and this is a reality that we have to come to terms with. Okay, that's why it's important to educate yourself on all these matters. Politics, people turn a blind eye to that. We talk a lot of politics here.
Because and to be honest with you, a lot of stuff it can be solved at a political level.
Exactly.
Like it's no seriously. These are laws that you
But
can openly carry.
but these are things that people are. These politics is the thing that allows people to make decisions for you. You get what I'm saying? You're hiring people to make decisions for you here.
You give them, hey, this is what I want. You put them up there to represent you and get what you want.
So it is so important. Here's another thing that kind of getting off track just a tiny bit. But don't say politics don't matter, because people spend millions of dollars to buy your vote, to turn your vote away.
So it must be worth something.
Exactly. They spend too much money. Let's not even just go on to any specific candidate, but they spend too much money on trying to get you not to vote or to vote in their favor. Come on. Common sense, it matters. All right? Second thing that's important and that people need to be educated on, your religion. I'm sorry. I don't even care. I don't even care. Y'all straight atheists, I'm going to tell you straight up, but understanding your religion at least gives you a platform to know where it's coming from. To deal with people who claims this is what this religion is about and this is what that religion is about. How would you know what your religion is and what that moral standing of that religion is if you never read anything about the religion?
Okay, moving on from religion.
Okay.
People learn the criminal justice system.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that is it. Learn the criminal justice system.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Seriously, I know we as black people, we so quick to say fuck the police, fuck the law. You don't even know it.
Right.
Learn the law to protect. Learn the law to protect you. Trust me, the most dangerous thing in America is an educated black man. Not just a black man, educated black person, period.
Matter of fact, not even black. Matter of fact, I'm going to just scratch that. The most dangerous thing in America is an educated person, period. Woman, man, white, black, Hispanic, Chinese. If you got knowledge, you're dangerous.
Yes. And no.
Yes.
No. Here's the thing. It's the difference being, yes, educated is right, but I've seen plenty of educated white people and black people and Asian and Hispanics. What I mean by educated is not just book knowledge, but you understand how this government works. You understand the history of it. You can see the trends of certain issues in this country.
I'm not just,
But all those things are common. It's not just...
When I'm saying educated, I'm not just lumping in just book smarts. I'm lumping in an understanding of the subject, a current understanding of current issues, and be able to apply it to your everyday life.
That too, but we have to break it down sometimes.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm just saying. And another thing, learn about other people. Get out, break away from your bubble. Your life should not just be Edmondson Village, or Park Heights, or Monument Street, or North Avenue. That should not be your world. I'm saying, no, you laugh, bro.
I'm not laughing at this thing.
Me and this dude I knew.
Mm-hmm.
This man never been to Towson.
Are you serious?
I'll lie to you not. We was in high school. This man has lived in Baltimore his whole life, over west, by Edmondson Village. He never been to Towson. A day in his life. He's never been to Thompson.
That's literally probably a half hour away from where he is.
Bruh. He can't. He doesn't. He said, and I quote, "I don't know how to get out there." When we got out there, he said, "Oh, I can tell you how to get back to Emerson Village. I just don't know how to get out here."
You know what? That's also an issue.
That is an issue. You have people who've never been to Owens Mills. I'm like, so you telling me you never gone to Subway and just rode it west all the way to the end? No. Literally, you catch the Subway. You just never said, let me go ahead and see what's out here. You got people who never been to Hunt Valley. Like, come on. And all that comes with education. But I digress. Let's move back on topic.
Well, you know what? I think we should save this for another date.
We should.
All right. We're going to end it on that.
Please stay on for the show. That video we were talking about in the beginning of the show about the white guy and the black guy who were both found in open carry laws. Stay tuned for that. That's coming right up.
All right. Catch y'all later.
What's up, guys? SKS14 here. We're here with Warren. Hey, Warren, what are we doing today?
Just go out and exercise with a rifle today.
Right on. Want to tell them a little bit about your YouTube page?
Just for educational purpose, and also find professional, respectful, and constitutional officers in the state of Oregon, and make sure we still keep our rights here pure and simple.
Right on. What's your channel called?
Mark Guardian. Upstairs, I'm audio recording. Audio recording.
I'm audio recording as well.
Recording.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Hey,
Howdy.
can I see your IDs?
No, sir.
No.
Why not?
You guys don't have to. I'm not doing any crime.
Okay. Any particular reason why you're carrying the AR especially around at this point?
I'm just exercising my
I
rights.
understand that, but is there a reason why you're doing it?
I just want to walk around.
Of course.
David Nobles, I'm hoping to my AR-15.
He pulled out the gun. He's getting down. The guy, he's just walking up and carrying. Cop saying he has a reason to borrow this. I'm pregnant. I'm 7 months pregnant. I can't.
On the sidewalk. 7 months pregnant, cannot lay on the ground. Let you know I am audio and video recording you. That's fine. At this time.
I'm audio recording too.
I'm now laid down at gunpoint by an officer. I have done nothing wrong. I am freely open carrying my weapon. I've not been
Ow.
I've not committed a crime. I'm not being issued a summons. Therefore, he has no reasonable suspicion of a crime to stop me and hold me under Terry B. versus Ohio. You don't know what you're talking about. Once again, I am in Sun Valley, Nevada. We have me at gunpoint still, detaining my wife. That is this video recording. Is she being detained? Is she being detained, sir? Yes. Is she being detained, sir? Yes! Okay. He is just detaining me and my wife. still at gunpoint. The other officer has drawn his weapon with his weapon on his side, slung on his shoulder. He is his wife. And I let him know I am going to be recording now. Yeah, there's a tail of a subject walking the street with what appeared to be an AK or I do not consent to any search and seizure of my property.
So you're just gonna actually
I'm relaxed.
Is this weapon real or is it
It's an AR-15. I'm not.
They're taking his weapon.
I do not consent to any seizure. I will not.
He did nothing illegal. He's open carrying. Fuck. They're putting him in handcuffs.
He has patted me down for weapons. He has loaded me some
They're taking his gun. They have brought a canine.
Okay. You can reach the show at facebook.com/AskLearnQuestion. Follow us on Twitter, which is @AskLearnQuestion. Subscribe to us on YouTube, which is Let Me Ask You a Question, with a question mark at the end. Search channels will be right at the top. And the Soul's official email page is asklearnquestion@gmail.com.